Now, the thing I've developed over my years is I've developed a series of words beginning with the letter R. The first R word is recognize. You have to be aware of what's happening. Picture a stoplight, because athletic performance is a lot like driving a car. When you come to a signal light and the lights are green, you go. When the lights are yellow, you have to attend to the intersection, check the rearview mirror for a police officer, make your decision. What do most of us do at yellow lights? We speed up. What do most of us do in athletic performance? When the garbage starts to occur, we speed up. We go faster. We try harder. We also have to recognize when the red lights are red and we have to stop. That's important. It's critical. But to do that, you have to recognize internally what happens to you. What happens in the body? If there was one thing when I participated as an athlete when I was younger, I wish I recognized that some of these things I was going through before a game were basic physiological reactions. Those feelings of your heart rate increasing, your blood pressure going up, your respiration rate going up, muscle tension in the neck, jaw, and shoulder. These are common physiological things that we experience in the body. Also, blood flow to the extremities gets constricted a little bit. That's why sometimes the hands feel sweaty. That's why sometimes we have those shaky knees. The bat doesn't feel right in our hands. The racket doesn't feel right. The field hockey stick doesn't feel like it did before. That's a common reaction. Blood flow to the digestive system is constricted somewhat. Our digestive tract is 7 times our body's length. That's a long distance for that food to pass through. But when we're feeling some of this pressure, blood flow shifts from here. That's why before a game we have that feeling of butterflies in our stomach. We have the frequent urination. And sometimes we just almost feel like we're going to throw up at times. These are some of the physiological things that happen to us. Behaviorally, what happens? I remember one athlete, we were at nationals, and she qualified for individual finals. The spotlight was on her. Before she went, when she was on deck, she was yawning, she was sleeping, she was tired. She could hardly stay awake. And then she got up on that beam, saluted the judge, nailed her routine. But that was something she did all the time. Because what she would do before performance, she would sort of withdraw from the group. She'd get tired and she'd remove herself. But then she knew herself well enough to know this is what happens to me. She would stand up, she'd be ready, and she would go. Other athletes, they get real anxious and keyed up. They bounce around. They're talking, they're moving around. They're anxious. So some of us, we sort of withdraw. Others, we get keyed up. So now we got the physiological stuff going on in the body, and then we got some of these behavioral things going on. And the final area is our thinking. What happens to the thought process under pressure? Some of us, if we need a narrow focus of attention, we have a broad focus of attention. We're all over the place. We need to focus on the target. We're into who's over here, who's in the stands, where are the officials. If we need the broad focus of attention, like a quarterback coming out of the huddle, we're too narrowed in. So our focus gets affected. We get into being critical of ourselves and other people. All of these are things. And most importantly, we get into those negative voices that go on. As you saw earlier with some of those athletes. I always bring my friend this little monkey that chatters. Sometimes when the garbage hits the fan, we get that monkey talking in our ear and we get all those distractions coming into play.